Recently, a friend of mine informed me of a wonderful budget keyboard by the name of the iLovBee i61. $30 gets you a 60% hot swap keyboard with RGB double shot caps and 61 switches of your choice. I originally wanted to do an unboxing, and I will, but I picked up a couple of other things to make this a bit better, and we're going to get into that soon, so why don't we take a look at this meatball while it's still warm. Actually, before we do that, we're going to take a quick look around the box. We got the front here. I like this illustration. This looks really cool. A classic TKL model. It technically is a TKL. I can't say that's wrong. It's just not what I would typically call a TKL. Yeah, this is the model i61. It comes with red switches because these are not true MX switches. These are iLovBee clones. So I don't like clicky switches, and I really hate when people make shitty blue clones because they sound even worse than normal MX blues, so I just went with the reds because I'm a linear guy. I can't really deny that. Why don't we get in this thing? Open that there. Here we are. There's your keyboard right there. We got this, wire mode, backlight control, wire mode. Oh. Well, yeah, it's because it's not a Bluetooth. Special function keys, I'm not gonna use any of this shit. Multimedia keys for Windows, Mac, whatever. And I don't need that. Real men don't need instructions. Here we got the keyboard itself. We're gonna take a look at this in a second. We're gonna put that to the side. You get a couple of freebies in here as well. You get a switch puller, switch and cap puller actually, and quite a long USB-C cable. This is a long boy. This is actually a really nice cable too. It doesn't suck. I don't know how long this is, but it's really long, so this was a nice conclusion. The keycap puller has, you know, the double wire design, so you can like wrap this around the two corners of a keycap and just yank. The switch puller is great because it's got these two little, you know, indentations right there, so your fingers just sit there, and you can just click and yank right out. This thing is sweet. This is actually my favorite switch puller. Enough of this shit though, because we're here to talk about the boy himself. There we go. Look at him. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm digging this keycaps thing going on here with the white and gray. I'm actually a fan of that. I'm not a fan of how this one key isn't fucking gray, but that's fine. Since this is a multi-layer keyboard, the keycaps do have legends on the front of them, so you'd hit the FN key, and then, you know, if you wanted to, say, hit F10 or F11 for something, you'd hold down the FN key, and then you'd hit the minus key right here because he's got that F11 legend on him right there. The keycaps are double shot, and I can prove this because this is actually kind of neat how this ended up. Since the keycaps right here are gray, the double shot insert in the bottom. Let me turn on my overhead light. As you can see, this is a double shot keycap, and the two halves of the keycap are smushed together. You can see how, you know, that color's white and this color's gray. It's because there literally are two pieces that just get smushed together during the manufacturing process. And it all runs over USB-C, no wireless here. So, this would have been the end of the video had I not decided to go all out and pick up a couple of cool things. So, we got a set of keycaps we're throwing on there. We're gonna throw in lubed Glorious Pandas. I hand lubed them this morning, so they're fresh right out of the oven. And I'm gonna include a little buddy. We're gonna talk about the little buddy later. Before we get to all that fun stuff though, I'm actually gonna take the keycaps and show you the inside of this because I am impressed, to say the least. Who needs keycap pullers when you have fingernails? Please don't do this. This is how you ruin stabilizers and keyboards. The only reason I'm even doing it like this is because I don't really care about these caps, and I don't really care about the switches, and if I really break anything, I can just order another one of these for 25 bucks. Look at those reds. These are iLovBee red clones. These really aren't that bad. These are actually quite good, and here's what they sound like in this keyboard bone stock. The fact it's 25 bucks and actually sounds that good out of the box is fucking insane. I unfortunately can't use my fingers for this, which is a little bit sad. I am an artisan at my craft, as you can see. Now that all those little gubbins are out of here, we can take the case apart. So on the top side, there is only one screw that's holding the front on, which is nice. So that can sit right there. And then we flip over to the back, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we just unscrew these as well. And with that, you just flip it upside down, give it a little shake, and there it goes. Woo! Yes, that's exactly what you saw, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So, this is the PCB. It's kind of neat because this is all fused together, and I'm not even going to try to take this apart because there's actually nothing to be done, because if you might have noticed, there's fucking plate foam in here. This is a $25, like, bargain bin keyboard, and it's got plate foam in it. This is a bargain bin keyboard, but it does not have near enough of the shitty facets that bargain bin keyboards have. This is awesome. It's got plate foam in there. The PCB is really nice. This thing is sweet. We can take a look at the case too. It's got foam in it. I didn't even expect them to put foam in the fucking case anyway, so I don't really have any room to say that this is bad. What we are gonna do really quickly is I have a sheet of foam, and I'm gonna cut that to size, and we're gonna stick it in here. So we're just gonna come in here, and we're gonna do a really, really shit job at cutting this. Make sure to not cut toward you, and make sure you're in the light on your desk set. I know somebody in the comments is gonna go, he's cutting on his desk mat. He's cutting on his desk mat. I'm basically perforating it. I'm not actually cutting through it. However, cutting through it would be a better idea. Is there like a fucking book around here or something that I'm not using? Alright, I found this copy of 50 Ways to Eat Cock. This should be just, you know, the perfect backdrop to what we're doing here. Once again, cutting towards you is very unsafe. Do as I say, not as I do. Do not cut towards yourself, ever. This is bad. The holes in the center are gonna be fun. That's what I'm excited for. No, I'm not. Aside from this fucking corner right there, it's pretty dead on a little bit, you know. It can be rough around the edges, it's fine. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It is what it is. I'm sorry for cutting on your face, buddy. I'm sorry, but I don't have any other things around here, and this book is pretty hard. Cue laugh track here. So I think if I honestly probably could just cut right down the center. That's honestly fine. The jankier the better, in my opinion. I know the circular ones are standoff holes, but I'm not too sure about these rectangular guys. Oh well, we'll see. I'm just gonna cut them out because I'm not trying to fucking risk anything. And we gotta cut our standoff holes too. I can probably just like bore them through with the screwdriver. Yep. Yeah, thank God it came with this, so if I needed to cut my own piece, I could just very poorly do it. Didn't cut anything into the desk either, baby. I know what I'm doing. I only use precision measurements and tools, you know, when I do this. So if you can't grasp like the full technique of what I'm doing exactly, I completely get it. You know, I've been trained by people on Reddit. You'll get to my craftsmanship level someday. It's okay. I don't really need to do any other mods because, as you probably heard already, the stabilizers are fine. There's really no need to lube them because they're already perfectly lubed. There's no over lubing, there's no rattle, they feel fine. They did a good job. This is a very well thought out, well built keyboard for how cheap it is. Even, I would, honestly, if this was 60 bucks, I'd pay as much as the GK61 for this. Like, this is perfect. But the fact it's $30, dude. Oh my god, this is peak budget. That foam's probably too thick. If this works perfectly, just as soon as I finish what we're gonna do with it, I'm gonna be very impressed. Because it's not good to overstuff a keyboard. And probably, most of you probably walked into, you know, watching that session with me, sticking the foam in there and thinking that, and I was thinking that too. But I have a feeling, I've had better luck overstuffing, like, these pre-built boards than, say, like a, you know, like a DC60 or something custom. So with that done, we can stick the pandas in there. Lubing these took about 2.5 hours. It was not a good time. Very boring, very tedious. I'm just happy that it wasn't 104 and it was only 61. Ooh. Bent more like run over. Look at that one. I gotta be a little bit more ginger with these things. These are the YMDK blue, beige, orange set. You can, I'll throw them up on screen right there. But yeah, these were $29.50 when I bought them, and I really like these. They're really cute, and they're not overly vintage like how you might see some keycap sets. So let's get these on. I just realized dumping the entire bag out was a terrible idea because now I have to dig through all of these. No stab rattle at all. Ace on the stabs, guys. You know, normally when you get these pre-built boards, like these DIY ones, and you can see the stabs are lubed, you'll know that they're either going to be... Rarely ever are they, like, dead on perfect. There's always going to be at least something wrong with them. You might need to do a tape mod, you might need to re-lube them, you might need to unlube them, you might need to clip them, you might need to do a whole bunch of shit. But iLovBee, they've just made something that works and is good out of the box. I haven't needed to edit the stabilizers, and by that I mean I haven't needed anyone to tell me how to edit the stabilizers. These must be cheap to make, because if you're into this hobby as much as I am or somebody else, like, you only ever need one of these. You don't need, like, the 300 that you end up accumulating over the course of your interest in this hobby. Alright, caps are on this thing. As you can see, it's not fully assembled yet because that's where the little buddy comes in. Inside of here we have... He's a little Apple Mac. He's so cute, he even has a little smiley face on him. There we go. That's better. That's about right. So we're just gonna stick him right there, and we're gonna stick the keyboard right there. Beautiful, right? I think that looks really nice. Especially our little boy. He's not really knowing how to feel right now, but you know what? We're gonna make him happy soon, because let's plug this thing in and see how it lights up. Ooh, look at that. That's really nice. And here you can see our little buddy. He's lighting up back there. Now you're probably wondering how this thing sounds. Well, I got a sound test ready at the end of the video, so we'll get to talking about that. But yeah, this guy right here is just... It's just ace. It's so good. You got plate foam. You have double shot keys, you have not shitty knockoff MX Reds, okay, you got a long as shit cable, you have the best switch puller I've probably ever used, you got case foam, which admittedly kinda isn't the best, but you know, it's case foam, not even, you know, full-featured expensive keyboards don't even include those. As for me, I'll see you around. I got a lot of things cooking, and they're gonna be great, but until then, I'll let the sound test play you guys out. I'll see you later, and take care.